Hello, today I am going to be talking about Linnea Ehri. Linnea is a literary theorist who has had a large impact on the world of literacy. Before we begin, on your worksheet, please circle how familiar you are with Linnea Ehri. 1 being, I have no clue and I have never heard of her before, and 5 being, I am so familiar with her that I could probably give this presentation. First, some background information about Linnea Ehri. Linnea earned her bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Washington in Seattle before going on to get her master's in psychology from San Francisco State. Eventually, Linnea earned a PhD in educational psychology from the University of California, Berkeley. Currently, Linnea is a distinguished professor at City University of New York and works in the Graduate Center. Linnea was inducted into the Reading Hall of Fame due to her impact on the world of literacy. Along with being inducted into the Reading Hall of Fame, Linnea has won many research awards. These awards come from the American Education Research Association, the National Reading Conference, and the Society for the Scientific Study of Reading. Not only did she earn a reward from the Society for the Scientific Study of Reading, but she was also president of the organization. Linnea was commissioned by the U.S. Congress as well to serve on the National Reading Panel. While working on the National Reading Panel, Linnea reported on research-based methods and how they effectively taught reading to elementary-age students. Along with these 2 positions, Linnea also held elective office in the American Education Research Association and the National Reading Conference. In her career, Linnea has written or contributed to over 130 research papers related to literacy. She has edited 2 books and has served on editorial boards for 11 scientific journals. Linnea has also written her own book titled The Recognition of Words, although based on my research, it's not currently available to purchase anywhere. There are 2 main theoretical perspectives that Linnea Ehri is known for. Before we get into these theories, pause the video and on your worksheet, jot down in your own words, what is orthographic mapping? These theoretical perspectives are the stage model theory and the orthographic mapping theory. As stated in the text, Lenses on Reading, An Introduction to Theories and Models, stage model theorists believe that as children's reading skills develop, they increase both the number and types of strategies that they can use during their reading experiences. Her other theory of orthographic mapping helps to connect the sounds of phonemes with spellings and meanings. And we will get into both of these theories more on the next slides. Since Ehri is a believer in the stage model theory, she developed her own stage model with 5 phases. The first phase is the pre-alphabetic phase. In this stage, students may be able to recognize words based on logos or other visual cues. For example, a child may see a Wendy's sign. Although they cannot read, they know it is Wendy's due to recognizing the sign. If the sign was taken away and the student just saw the word, they would not be able to read it. During this phase, children may be able to recognize and read some words. Typically, this phase occurs before kindergarten. The second phase is the partial alphabetic phase. In this phase, students are beginning to learn letter sounds and based on the first letter will begin to make a guess of what the word is. For example, if the student sees the word dog, they may guess that every word that they see that begins with the D is dog. The child may also begin recognizing the last letter of words and use that to help them figure out the word as well. Third is the full alphabet phase. By the time students are in this phase, they are beginning to recognize every letter in the word. The student has phonemic awareness and is decoding words sequentially in order to blend and read the word. Students are typically in this phase by the end of kindergarten or the beginning of 1st grade. Next is the consolidated alphabetic phase. In this phase, students are recognizing consonant blends, digraphs, and vowel teams, and instead of recognizing each letter as an individual, they are beginning to recognize these word patterns in order to help decode words. This phase typically occurs sometime during 2nd grade and continues as students become more automatic with their reading skills. Lastly is the automatic phase. During this phase, students can read with no effort and can decode unfamiliar words with automaticity. As adults, we are in the automatic phase, as we can read almost anything with no effort, and if we're unsure of a word, we have tools to help us figure it out. Think about a student or students that you are currently working with. What phase are they in? How do you know? Pause the video and jot your response down on the worksheet. Another large impact Linnea had on the field of literacy was her theory of orthographic mapping. Orthographic mapping is the process of students connecting the words to the actual visual representation of the letter or the spelling of the word and remembering its meaning. When this occurs, students practice. It is stored in their long-term memory, which leads to automaticity and students being able to automatically read the word without having to decode. Practice is very important in orthographic mapping. When learning about orthographic mapping, I made the connection between the process and a program I use within my learning support classroom. Using the SPIRE program, students focus on one letter sound or blend, digraph, trigraph, vowel team at a time. It just depends what that lesson is talking about. During this lesson, the students are hearing the sounds, tying it to the letters, practicing decoding words with these sounds or letter patterns, blending, spelling, and even reading sentences and fluency passages with words that contain the sound or team that we are learning that week. Eventually, through this repeated practice, it is stored in their long-term memory. Another great example of orthographic mapping in the classroom is Alconin boxes. This is a hands-on activity where students are physically moving up tiles or chips or whatever small object they have into boxes as they say each letter sound and then blending them together to say the word. Word sorts are also a great example as they show the patterns between words and how certain letters and letter teams lead to the same sounds in words. Lastly, letter tracing is great for younger ages as it is helping them connect the actual formation of the letter or word to the sound. Thinking back to your own classroom, how is orthographic mapping a part of your daily phonics routine? If you teach middle school or high school and do not do this daily, what is a way that you have seen it taught? Pause the video and jot it down on your worksheet. A lot of the same strategies I talked about on the last slide are also examples of Ehri's phases in the classroom. While students are in the pre-alphabetic phase, flashcards can be a great way for students to start putting letter names to the actual letter formation and how it looks written down. Students could even begin learning the letter sounds at this stage while using the flashcards. In the partial alphabetic phase, students should be practicing their phonemic awareness skills and practicing the letter sounds. This could be done through a variety of different phonemic awareness games, or you could also use some flashcards with this as well. Moving on to the full alphabetic phase, students should be able to begin recognizing sounds and blending them together in order to decode words. This may be a great time to use Alconin boxes as well, like I talked about on the previous slide, to help students practice blending these sounds together. During the consolidated phase, students can recognize letter teams, suffixes, prefixes, and more. Word sorts can work great during this phase so students can practice the sounds as well as make connections between the words. Before I end the presentation, on your note sheet, please take a second to jot down one takeaway from today's presentation on Linnea Ehri. Overall, Linnea Ehri has made a great impact on the world of literacy, and we can see this impact in our classrooms daily.